It was a cold, rainy afternoon in the small town of Riverdale, Georgia. The rain was falling fast, making everything look gray and blurry. Most people stayed inside, but 14-year-old Maya Thompson had just finished her shift at the local diner and stopped at Riverdale Market to grab some snacks. The store was quiet. Only a few shoppers were inside. Maya stood in line with a soda and a bag of chips, waiting to check out. In front of her was an elderly white man wearing a big, soaked navy blue coat. He looked around, 80 years old. His hands were shaking as he opened his old brown wallet. Inside his cart were only a few things: bread, milk, a can of soup, and a small birthday cake. "I'm so sorry," the man said quietly. "I thought I had a $20 bill in here." The cashier looked uncomfortable. A few people behind Maya were getting annoyed. The man looked down, clearly embarrassed. Maya stepped forward without thinking. She smiled and said, "It's okay, sir." "I've got it." Then she pulled out her debit card and paid for his groceries. The man turned to her, his eyes shiny with tears. "You didn't have to do that." Maya shrugged and gave him a kind smile. "Happy birthday, sir." He didn't say another word. He gently placed his hand over hers for a second, then picked up his bag and slowly walked outside into the pouring rain. Maya didn't think much of it. She went home, told her mom about it, and moved on with her day. "I paid for this old guy's groceries," she said. "He looked like he really needed help." Her mom smiled and said, "Kindness always comes back around." But neither of them expected it to come back so fast. That night, just after sunset, 3 big, black SUVs drove slowly down their street and stopped in front of their house. The engines stayed running. The windows were dark. The vehicles didn't move. Maya stood on the porch, her heart beating fast. "What is going on?" she whispered. The door of the first SUV opened. A man in a black suit stepped out. Another man followed behind him. Maya's dad walked out onto the porch and stood in front of her, protective. "Can I help you?" her dad asked. The man showed a badge. "I'm Agent Turner. We need to speak with Maya Thompson." "About what?" her dad said sharply. "It's about someone she met earlier today," the agent said. "It's a matter of national security." Maya's stomach dropped. "Wait, the old man from the grocery store?" The agent nodded slowly. "Yes, that man is not who you think he is." Inside the living room, it felt like a movie scene. 3 serious-looking agents sat on the couch. Maya's parents were sitting close together, looking shocked. Maya sat on the edge of the armchair, her hands tight in her lap. Agent Turner looked calm, but serious. He spoke in a clear voice. "The man you helped today," he said, "is not just some regular old man. His real name is Thomas Calloway. He used to be one of the top secret agents in the country." Maya blinked. "Wait, like a spy?" "Even better than a spy," Agent Turner said. "He worked on dangerous missions all over the world. He stopped bad guys, broke up secret groups, and helped save lives. But then, he disappeared in 2009. Everyone thought he was dead." Maya's mom asked, "But if he's so important, why was he buying soup and cake by himself?" "We don't know yet," said Agent Turner. "But when you paid for his groceries, you helped him. And because of that moment, he left behind a clue." He reached into a folder and held up a small clear bag. Inside was a folded note. "This was found hidden inside the cake box," Agent Turner explained. "It says, she reminded me why I stayed hidden, but also why I might return." He looked at Maya. "That she is you." Maya's eyes widened. "Me?" "Yes," he nodded. "We believe he trusts you, and if he tries to reach out again, it might be through you." Her dad stood up. "You brought all this danger to our home? What if someone is following him? What if people come looking for him here?" Agent Turner answered calmly. "That's why we're here. We've already set up protection around your neighborhood, but we need your help, Maya. If he contacts you, we need to know." Maya was quiet. Her brain was spinning. "I just paid for some groceries." "And you changed everything," Agent Turner said. That night, Maya wasn't allowed to go to school. Agents watched her phone. They checked her laptop. She wasn't allowed to leave the house without an escort. The next evening, the rain had stopped. The sky was dark, and the air was cold. Maya was sitting on the couch when they heard a sound. Thump. Something came through the front door mail slot. Everyone jumped. An agent rushed to pick it up. It was a small envelope. No name, no stamp, just a note inside, written in small, sharp handwriting. "Tell Agent Turner I'll meet him. But only if she's there too. 6th and Juniper. Midnight. Come alone." The agents talked for hours. Some thought it was a trap. Others thought it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Finally, they agreed. Maya would go. She'd wear a wire, and the agents would stay far away, listening from a van nearby. Maya was nervous, but also ready. Maya stood at the corner of 6th and Juniper, right under a flickering streetlight. It was late, almost midnight. The streets were quiet. No cars, no people, just the sound of the wind and leaves blowing. She looked around. Behind her, parked 2 blocks away, was the FBI surveillance van. They were listening through a tiny microphone hidden in her jacket. Maya's heart beat fast. Her hands were cold, even with gloves on. Then she saw movement. Out of the shadows, from behind a closed bookstore, an old man slowly stepped forward. It was Thomas Calloway. He looked different than before. Still wearing that old navy coat, still walking slowly, but his eyes were sharp, like he saw everything. "You didn't have to help me," he said softly. Maya shrugged. "You looked like you needed it." He stared at her for a moment, then reached into his coat. Maya froze, but he didn't pull out a weapon. He pulled out a small flash drive, a tiny silver stick. "This is everything," he said. "Names, files, videos. I've kept it hidden for years." She took it with shaky hands. "Why me?" "Because," he said, "you didn't see an old man. You just saw a person who needed help. That's rare now." Maya didn't know what to say. "Give it to Agent Turner," Calloway said. "Tell him I'm done running." Then, without another word, he turned and walked back into the fog. In seconds, he was gone. Maya stared at the empty street. She whispered into her mic, "I've got it." The van's engine roared to life as it raced toward her. Back at the FBI building, everyone rushed around. Computers beeped, screens lit up. The flash drive was full of secrets, real secrets, names of spies, proof of dirty agents, stolen money, hidden plans, enough to start dozens of investigations. Arrests were made across the country. Dangerous people who thought they were safe were suddenly caught. But the news didn't tell the full story. No one knew Maya's name. No cameras, no reporters. It was all top secret. Still, Maya felt proud. She had helped in a way no one expected. All because of one kind moment. Days passed. Things slowly went back to normal. Maya returned to school. The FBI agents stopped guarding the house. Her friends never knew what really happened. Life looked the same on the outside. But inside, Maya felt different. She had helped change something big. She had been brave, smart, and kind, and it had mattered, even if no one else knew. A month later, on her birthday, something surprising happened. There was a small white envelope in the mailbox. No name, no return address. Just Maya, written in neat handwriting. Inside was a simple birthday card and a note. Sometimes one small act of kindness opens 1,000 locked doors. "Thank you." T.C. Maya smiled. But that wasn't all. Inside the card were 2 plane tickets to Washington, D.C. One for Maya and one for her little brother Jordan. At the bottom of the card, another line. "You said he always wanted to see the Smithsonian. Thought I'd help with that." Tears filled Maya's eyes. It was from Thomas Calloway. She never saw him again. He never called, never showed up. But Maya knew. She had changed something inside him, maybe reminded him of what the world could be. And in doing that, she had changed her own world too. All from one small moment. A helping hand, a kind heart, a cake, and a can of soup. Because sometimes kindness really is the start of something big.